When you hear the name Boeing, what's the first thing that pops in your head? For most of us, it's probably the roar of a jet engine, the iconic shape of a 747. But that's just one chapter in this massive epic story. For over 100 years, Boeing has been this sort of hidden architect of our world, on land, at sea, in the air, and yep, even in the final frontier of space. We're about to pull back the curtain on a secret history you never knew.
So yeah, you're picturing that passenger jet, right? The 737, the Dreamliner. And look, that's a huge part of their identity, no doubt about it. But it is literally just the tip of the iceberg. So get ready, because we're about to peel back the layers and show you a company that is so much more.
Okay, so we all recognize the super sleek 787 Dreamliner on the left, but what about that machine on the right? That is an FA-18 Super Hornet, a fighter jet that's designed to be hard to spot on radar, a machine that can launch from an aircraft carrier to totally control the skies. And yeah, both of them built by the exact same company.
And the contrasts just keep getting crazier. We all know the classic 707, the plane that basically launched the jet age. But Boeing's engineering goes, well, literally out of this world. That is the International Space Station, a symbol of human achievement just orbiting 220 miles above all of us.
And just when you think you've got them figured out, look at this. On the left, you've got the revolutionary Model 247 from way back in the 1930s, the plane that pretty much invented the modern airliner. And on the right, a silent, electric, on-demand monorail. Seriously, how does one company connect all of these incredible machines? Let's find out.
All right, let's start where the story is most familiar to all of us, up in the clouds. See, Boeing didn't just join the commercial aviation industry. For decades, it was the industry, constantly pushing the boundaries of what was even possible.
This timeline here shows how Boeing didn't just build planes, they created entire eras. It all kicked off in 1933 with the Model 247, this all-metal beast that shaved nearly 8 hours off a coast-to-coast trip in the US. Then, bam, the 707 hits in '57, and it makes flying so fast and glamorous that it just blows past trains and ships in popularity. They just kept innovating, creating planes so beloved like the 777 that it even had a rose named after it, leading all the way to today's icon of efficiency, the 787 Dreamliner.
And this quote really captures the cultural shift. The 707 wasn't just a machine, it was a whole vibe. It was so impossibly cool that a swimwear company named its entire collection the 707. Can you imagine that today? A new plane comes out and a fashion brand names a whole clothing line after it. It just goes to show how deeply Boeing was shaping modern life itself.
But here's the twist. While Boeing was busy shrinking the world for all of us civilians, it was also building some of the most formidable military technology the world had ever seen. So let's pivot from the commercial terminal to the high-stakes world of air and defense.
Just look at this. This shows the incredible leap in technology. On the left, you've got the P-82 Twin Mustang, which was the absolute peak of propeller-driven fighter design from the 1940s. And then on the right, the FA-18 Super Hornet. The evolution from raw piston power to advanced, low-observable jet propulsion is, well, it's just staggering.
You know, long before the Super Hornet, Boeing's predecessors were already dominating. This number tells the whole story. During the Korean War, the F-86 Sabre went head-to-head with Russian-built MiGs and came out with a stunning 10-to-1 victory ratio. I mean, think about that. For every single Sabre lost, 10 MiGs were shot down. It's no wonder that every one of the 39 UN jet aces in that war flew a Sabre.
And Boeing's military impact goes way beyond just fighters. This number, 147, it represents an absolutely incredible act of rescue. In the chaotic final days of the Vietnam War, a single CH-47 Chinook helicopter, a helicopter designed to carry troops, somehow managed to lift 147 refugees to safety in one desperate flight.
The Chinook is really the ultimate example of rugged versatility. I mean, sure, it was a workhorse in Vietnam and the Persian Gulf, but its story goes so far beyond the battlefield. These things have fought wildfires, dropping millions of gallons of water. They've even been used to harvest timber. It's a design so tough and so reliable that 20 different nations are still flying them today.
Boeing's innovation also pushed hard into the modern era of unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs. This little guy is the ScanEagle, a small, autonomous drone that can stay airborne for over 24 hours, giving critical eyes in the sky. And it's a real-world hero. A ScanEagle played a key role in that famous 2009 rescue of Captain Richard Phillips from Somali pirates.
So, from the battlefield to the very edge of our atmosphere, Boeing has been a major player. But now, we're leaving the planet entirely to explore the company's critical and often hidden role in the final frontier.
Okay, take a good, long look at this image, the International Space Station. It's one of the greatest engineering achievements in human history. It's a laboratory in orbit, a symbol of global cooperation, and who was responsible for designing, building, and integrating the whole thing? The prime contractor was Boeing. Just a breathtaking accomplishment.
But Boeing's journey into space really started with the race to the moon, where they were involved in every single step of the way. Okay, step 1, you gotta chart the surface. They built the lunar orbiters that mapped the moon to find safe landing sites. Step 2, you gotta get there. They were a key contractor for the legendary Saturn V, the most powerful rocket ever built. And step 3, you gotta explore it. Once the astronauts were on the moon, they drove the lunar roving vehicle, the moon car, designed and built by Boeing.
And this is just an amazing full circle moment. The innovation didn't just stay on the moon. The technology from that lunar roving vehicle actually helped revolutionize motorized wheelchairs, giving countless people new freedom and mobility right here on Earth. It's such a powerful reminder that reaching for the stars can have a profound impact right back here at home.
So we've been to the stratosphere, we've been to the moon. For our final section, we are coming back down to Earth to uncover Boeing's most surprising projects, the innovations that you would absolutely never see coming.
Get a load of this. I mean, it looks like something straight out of a retro-futuristic movie, but it is 100% real. Back in the 1970s, Boeing built this personal rapid transit system. Think of it like a personal, on-demand monorail. Silent, electric, emission-free pods you could call just like an elevator. A vision of the future, built by an airplane company decades ago.
And they didn't stop on land either. Boeing took to the water, developing these high-speed hydrofoils, boats that literally fly on underwater wings. They built these smooth-riding passenger jetfoils and crazy experimental craft like the Fresh 1, which back in 1963 shattered a speed record by hitting an incredible 96 miles per hour on the water.
And for one final surprise, let's talk about green energy. In the early 1980s, decades before it was a mainstream idea, Boeing was out there building massive wind turbines. Their project at Goodnoe Hills, Washington, with 3 of these giant machines working together, became one of the world's very first large-scale wind farms.
So when you hear the name Boeing now, it should mean so much more than just a passenger jet. It's a story of military dominance, it's a journey to the moon, and it's these totally unexpected innovations on land and sea. They've helped conquer every frontier of travel we know. Which, of course, leaves us with one final, fascinating question. What frontier will be next?